Everyone, my name is Donnie Lowy from Closeout.com. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today I'd like to discuss with you how you can become a wholesale trader in Nigeria. A wholesale trader buys and sells wholesale merchandise. A trader can do it on a wholesale basis, where the trader is supplying stores, boutiques, and other wholesalers, or the trader could be buying merchandise on a wholesale basis and supplying that merchandise directly to the consumers. One thing that's very important to know, when you think of selling to Nigeria, or you think of selling to any country for that matter, remember that there are many different markets and sub-markets within every market. What does that practically mean? It means that, let's say you look at Nigeria and you want to consider 3 major cities. Let's say you consider Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Lagos. Each of those cities is a distinct market as compared to the other cities. But the truth is that within those cities, there are also other subcategories. For instance, you can have a category that consists of bankers. You can have a category that consists of university students. You can have a category that consists of government employees. You can have a category that consists of high school students. You can have a category that consists of senior citizens. So if you want to be a successful trader, I would recommend that you focus very clearly on the specific category that you want to market to. Now, if you want to distinguish yourself from other wholesale traders, you should consider focusing on a niche of a market. A niche is a very specific segment of a marketplace. So for instance, you might decide to focus in Lagos on university students that travel to the United States. And in that situation, you'd also be supplying them with winter clothing. While a university student in Lagos might not need a winter jacket, but that student could benefit from a winter jacket if he or she's planning to travel to New York during December. So a wholesale trader needs to be able to select a market and has to have a very well-defined market. And then the next step is the wholesale trader has to look for merchandise that is suitable for that marketplace. Now, a wholesale trader can take another approach as well. The wholesale trader can first see what merchandise he or she can access, and based on the availability of that merchandise, then the trader can buy the merchandise and then look for the ideal customers for that merchandise. So there are definitely 2 distinct ways to do it. Now, a wholesale trader is going to want to be nimble, right? They don't necessarily have a store or a warehouse. They might want to get the merchandise and quickly turn it over. They might take the merchandise to a market, or they might set up a temporary store in a shopping mall like the Palm Springs Mall. Or they might want to set up a store in downtown Lagos. As it may be, a trader should have merchandise which he could quickly turn over. This way, they're able to compete with established boutiques, with department stores, and with other traders that are operating in the marketplace. One of the best ways for a trader to distinguish themselves in the marketplace is by getting merchandise directly from the source. This way, they don't have to pay a middleman, because the middleman is going to increase the prices to make a profit on the merchandise. Now, in a way, you're always going to be dealing with a middleman, but it's a matter of how many middlemen you can cut out from the marketplace. For instance, Calvin Klein makes dresses, and buying from Calvin Klein directly would make it seem like you're really not dealing with a middleman. But Calvin Klein is having their dresses produced by a factory. So that's my point. I don't want to get into the technicalities, but try to get as close as you can directly to the source. For instance, I have a wholesale closeout business in New York. My website is closeoutexplosion.com, and I have wholesalers from Nigeria that have bought clothing from me, and then they supply it to retailers. And then I have retailers that circumvent those wholesalers, and then they come directly to my business. They either travel to my warehouse, or they send someone to the warehouse, or they order from the website, and then they're able to get rock bottom closeout prices. So that's what I mean by trying to circumvent the middleman. Now, A great tip for a wholesale trader is to establish a personal relationship with his or her customers. A personal relationship means following up with the customers, asking the customers what kind of merchandise they need, finding out if they're satisfied with the merchandise, anticipating the needs, meaning if the summer season is coming, start looking for merchandise that is suitable for the summer season. If you know one of your customers is going on a job interview and they're going to need a brand new suit for that job interview, then go ahead and look for suits for that customer. A wholesale trader should also have a contact list that they can email or they can send WhatsApp messages to, or they can call. This way, they're always able to stay on top of the needs of their customers. I would recommend that a wholesale trader uses Facebook to promote their products. There are many Nigerian groups on Facebook, and those are ideal groups to contact and to display and showcase your merchandise through. A wholesale trader does need to be careful with the exchange rate, right? The wholesale trader needs to know what the Naira exchange rate is and what the exchange rate is with, for instance, US dollar, if they're buying merchandise from the US dollar. And if the trader's buying merchandise from other countries, then of course, whether, let's say he's buying in Europe, then of course he's going to want to know the exchange rate between the Naira and the Euro and other currencies as it applies to that trader. Now, if you're just starting out and you cannot buy directly from the source, then that's okay. You can buy from wholesalers that might be already importing merchandise to Nigeria, but as you establish yourself, try to get directly to the source. Now, one really good thing about international shipping is that even if you're just starting out, you don't have to import a container of merchandise. For instance, I supply my merchandise to many Nigerian retailers, and one of the shipping companies that I use is Corporate Messengers. Corporate Messengers doesn't have a minimum, meaning I could ship any amount of merchandise, any quantity of merchandise to Nigeria, and they will deliver it on a freight collect basis, and it's door-to-door service. Freight collect basis means that the trader will only pay for the merchandise and will pay, for the shipping on the merchandise when the merchandise arrives to Nigeria, and then the delivery will be door-to-door, meaning the merchandise will be delivered directly to the address of the buyer. A trader should have many different options, many different sales channels. Develop a Facebook page, create a website, rent a booth at a market, offer personal shopping. That's a great way that a trader can distinguish himself or herself. Let's say the trader works in a bank in Nigeria. What the trader can do is that he can speak to his fellow employees and find out what kind of dresses they like. Then the trader could go to the warehouses or can visit websites of wholesalers, see what's available, and before making a purchase, the trader can contact employees and find out if that merchandise is suitable for the bank employees. So I hope you enjoyed this video. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. The next time you are in New York, you are welcome to visit my warehouse. I have a closeout business in Brooklyn, New York. I have many different items. I have brand name dresses, brand name women's suits. I have fashion clothing, private label clothing, fashion earrings. I have fashion jewelry. I have socks for men, socks for children. You know, the merchandise that I have changes on a frequent basis. So I've had handbags in the past. Currently I don't have any, but I hope to get handbags in the near future. So you can definitely visit my warehouse. You can send someone to visit my warehouse. If you have any family or friends in the New York area or in the United States, you can ask them to visit my warehouse. And if it's easier for you, they can place an order for you, and then I can have the merchandise shipped to them by UPS, or I can have the merchandise shipped directly to you. Now, Corporate Messengers does ship to other cities besides Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Lagos. Those are the 3 cities I'm the most familiar with, but I do have customers from throughout the country. One thing that a trader in Nigeria should definitely consider is doing international sales. Those international sales can be done to customers in Ghana, to customers in South Africa, to customers in Kenya, and so on. Someone doing business in Nigeria has an amazing opportunity because not only are they in a very financially, I would say, stable. I know there's challenges, but overall it's a financially stable country and a politically stable country, but they also have the opportunity to sell to consumers in other countries in the African continent. I hope you enjoyed this video. My website is closeoutexplosion.com, and have an amazing day.